Hi, I'm Borkaland. Glad to have you here. Welcome back. We're picking up exactly where we left last time. And yes, this looks stupid. There is something wrong about this structure. And I don't think it's the bowl. I don't even think it's the floors, even though I think something needs to be done about the floors too. But I think it's the stairs. The stairs just don't fit. They don't make sense here. I think we need water elevators rather than the stairs. The stairs are maybe kind of convenient, but I think water elevators will be even more convenient. And it won't look weird because there is just something jagged and uneven and yeah, no, they don't fit. Maybe if I could fit them on all the four sides, but I kind of want to use this space for something. The item elevator needs to be there too, so I don't think that the stairs fit. Let me try making a water elevator and see if that looks better. Yeah, that's cleaner, I think. It's not as busy when I have removed the stairs, but I have a slight problem with water elevators, and I just demonstrated it there. So let me show what I mean by the problem. If I put the blocks here, then I don't have any way down, but let's ignore that for a second. If I put those blocks there, and let's say I fly up on the water elevator here, my head gets stuck on the blocks here. So I have to push in and then maneuver out. And that's kind of annoying. So one way I can deal with that is to remove these blocks. And then I can just fall down here to have a quick way down, which is very convenient. But then I get up the water elevator and I have to maneuver onto these glass panes. By the way, this is not magic. This is just glass panes all the way down that are holding the water in. And I'm not really sure how to solve it, because if I do something like this and then, oh, I go down and then I fall down. But now I'm not hitting my head. So I have to maneuver nicely to land on top of the glass panes. Maybe that's good enough. Maybe that's how it should be done. And I think since I'm gonna keep adding more floors, I already started preparing on the floor below, where I'm gonna be coming up from the bottom floor. So yes, I haven't built the floor here yet, but I'm gonna build the floor here because I'm not exactly sure if this is the level where I want the floor or slightly lower and have this mechanism here. That's a later problem. So I will probably have from this floor up to the first floor, because this is the basement or whatever we want to call it. That will be an elevator here, then that one there, and I guess we can put one here. Well, on the second floor we can put one here to go up and go in a spiral, or maybe just this side, this side, this side, this side, this side, this side. Not exactly sure. Doesn't really matter now. And by the way, if you happen to look at my levels, I have 414 levels, and that's because I needed iron, so I stayed AFK at the gold farm as much as I could. So now we have quite some bit of iron, so we can start building out more storage modules. The poor man's iron farm has been quite productive. I mean, it's nothing like what a proper iron farm would produce, but 12 stacks, yeah, we'll take it. In a couple of days though, so it's not as impressive per hour, but this is something I can at least make a dent into my hopper needs. And I have upgraded this place. It's pretty obvious. I have been adding chests to everything, but most importantly, I added shulker box loaders to some of the materials that are either coming in too fast, like the nether bricks, that I might want to use in the future, and this is how many shulker boxes this is already loaded, so it's pretty insane. I will definitely want gravel, so I'm keeping that, and of course I'm using tons of quartz, so I need a shulker box loader for that. This I'm just compacting into wool whenever these boxes gets full, and I don't really care about this so much that I want to build a shulker box loader. This shulker box loader, by the way, is my own design. It's one wide, tileable, works pretty well actually. I think I stole some ideas of what's happening here from other people, but mostly I sat down in creative and basically drew a diagram about which things need to be on which side. So you always need a dispenser on one side of the shulker box, you need a hopper on another side, and you need a comparator around the shulker box, and then you need a piston on the other side. So I basically designed this as if you have heard about monkeys with typewriters. I was a monkey with a typewriter. I was randomly placing blocks until it started working, and it's actually pretty neat and compact. But as it's already probably evident, this has already ruined my plans for this whole area, that I actually wanted to build this structure here, because I can no longer fit a floor. I had this one block up, but then the torches here were powering the torches or the block here was powering the pistons by quasi-connectivity. And quasi-connectivity is something that I understand it enough that I can avoid it in my builds, but I don't understand it enough yet to actually properly use it. It's something I will have to learn about redstone, is how quasi-connectivity actually works. But yeah, they were powering the pistons by quasi-connectivity, and with really weird things started happening with these, so they have to be one block below, and now I have no space for the floor. So this whole area is ruined, because I probably need to move this whole thing up one block, or maybe forward one block, but then these things are ending up too close to these chests, and this is something I always do. Like, I place things too close. Why don't I have 15 blocks of ice here? Why didn't I build it like that? So this whole thing will have to be torn down. I will probably have to push up the piglins somehow. I don't know how. Most likely I will just put a block under them, remove the hopper, and then move that block with pistons up, up, up until they're at the level I want them again. It's a complete mess because, well, I'm not gonna beat myself up too much over it, because this just shows like I am not sufficiently experienced in Minecraft to have a good feeling for how to build in a future-proof manner, is what I would like to call it. Future-proof means you leave sufficient space between things so that they can expand and move around a little bit, so there is some slack in the builds. And I completely obviously here I didn't leave enough slack. Why didn't I, for example, put the piglin cage just here? It's actually already touching the clock for this piston. Why did I put it there? Why didn't I put it just a couple of blocks in that direction? Didn't maybe I didn't want to make the floor big enough, but look, like I measured out, oh, this is the floor of the building I want to build here. This whole thing is already sticking out. So yeah, I'm beating myself up a little bit over this, but even though I shouldn't, because it is just inexperience, and this is something I will get better at with just doing it more. Yeah, we have iron, and just this little time of babbling, this much iron came in. Let's make more iron ingots. Woo, 13 iron ingots just for talking a few minutes. Awesome. And also, just to have things AFKable for more than a couple of hours, there are now free chests feeding gold into the piglins, and I just filled it up. I still have tons of gold. Oops, not that one, this one. Yeah. But I will have to tear this whole thing down and rebuild it a little bit higher with a little bit more space. Because even this is already too tight. Look, like I can't really fit here. Anyway, let's get some storage modules built so we can actually start using the storage system and not just looking at it. And I'm now just, after talking about that, I am dreading that I have done something stupid and the storage system won't fit and I will have to tear it down and rebuild it 2 blocks up or to the side just because something. Ugh. Anyway, let's get some storage system done. Oh yeah, 64 hoppers. That should last me an hour. And here is in all its glory. How many more modules did I build? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more modules. This one is for all kinds of wood stuff. And I actually noticed that this will not be able to even fit all the different kinds of wood. I'll have to make up my mind what I'm gonna do about it. Because, yeah, there's spruce, oak, acacia, birch, but then there will also be dark oak and jungle. So I guess sticks, ladders, chests, and stuff like that I'm gonna throw lower down. And 1 row. So there are apparently more than 9 items for each kind of wood. So the stairs didn't fit and the signs didn't fit. Don't know. I'll have to figure it out when I have that problem, or maybe I will never use dark oak or never use jungle. Let's figure it out when it's a problem. This is all kinds of never stuff. Well, soul sand I'll have tons of from the piglin farm. I'll probably just store shulker boxes here. And I realized that with all these double chests, I'm just storing shulker boxes with stuff, because why not? I can do it manually. And if I have shulker box loaders, I could actually somehow, without falling down, I could connect extra hoppers to the back here and have water streams with shulker boxes going straight into the chests. So I will probably then build the shulker box loaders here for the bulk items like stone or, well, it's mostly gonna be stone, maybe cobblestone, and maybe stuff that comes from farms that are relatively nearby. So those were the never stuff. This is just rocks that aren't stone. I'll probably add stone here as well. Various glass and wools. Actually, tons of wool. And this is not from the sheep, because I have been shearing the sheep manually and I don't want to use up shears because I don't have iron for shears. So this is just the string from the piglin farm. And I have 2 more modules here, but I now have a design decision that I'm a little bit agonizing about. And that is, should I continue this as just a row of chests or of sorting modules to the end? And that should be fine. It will definitely fit because the sphere continues way out and up. So it will fit. But I'm now having a little bit, almost a jog between the start of the storage system and the end of the storage system. And it feels like it would be a good idea to have a storage system where you can reach as much as possible without too much running around and stuff. So I am thinking about just turning it here continuing on the other side and shortening all the floors so that they don't reach to the edge of the sphere. And that could actually even look better, because it kind of looks weird when the floors are touching the sphere and don't connect in any proper way. Oh, I ran out of rockets. So yeah, it looks a little bit weird, and I'm not sure if I like it, because either I will have to build a ring that touches the edge of the sphere, or I just move them in, and the internal structure within the sphere will be kind of free floating. Or even another idea I was playing around with was to make this several layers of glass to get the kind of fog effect that I've seen other people do. Not sure. But before I do any of that, I need to work on the guts of the sorting system. And it is this part here. To begin with, feeding items like this that I'm doing right now doesn't really work that very well, especially since these observers, when the item elevator is active, these observers are actually powering the hoppers and preventing items coming in, which causes weird bugs in the sorting system. So this is already broken and cannot be done like that. And also, I want a shulker box unloader to be here, and I would need to sort out empty shulker boxes as well and feed them to some other chests up here. So I'm gonna start working on that before I decide what if I should truncate the floors somewhere around here. Maybe actually around these lamps. That's a good indication, because that would be, yeah. I don't know. Let's figure out the mechanism for the storage system. And I think this should be it. This should be the mechanism that does everything I want right now. I hope, unless I forgot something. So the way this thing should work right now is that I put items in here, and this is still temporary, I keep saying, but tons of things I'm doing are temporary until, well, until there is a better time to do them. And right now, I'm just having a chest. In the future, I think I just have the 3x3 area here of hoppers that are gonna be feeding into the system, so I can just stand here and drop everything I want the system to pick up. But for now, I'm building things, I'm dropping things. I kind of don't want them to end up in the sorter, especially when I'm doing things that might break the sorter, so they end up in some random dropper or random hopper in here that I can't find. So for now, it's just gonna be a chest, and I will be dropping items into this chest, and I can also drop shulker boxes. So stuff is gonna be coming down here into this dropper, and this is a shulker box filter or shulker box separator. It works on the principle that normal items can enter a shulker box, but shulker boxes cannot go into a shulker box because, well, that should be obvious. It would allow us to create infinite storage in one block. That would be kind of crazy. So shulker boxes are not allowed to come into this shulker box, but everything else can. So the stuff that can just continues here and enters this item elevator that is part of the standard sorter. For now, I'm having this block here. I'm blocking access to it. Well, I don't need a block. It basically ends here, but the hopper will connect here after I have tested this, because I have not yet tested this. But the other part of this mechanism here is that shulker boxes are gonna continue down. And shulker boxes are going to enter this dispenser. And this is part of a shulker box unloader. This is completely my own design. I spent days and days trying to figure out how all of this should fit together, and it's definitely not the smallest shulker box unloader you have seen, but for my purposes it works perfectly because I can throw in completely empty shulker boxes into it and it will handle them just correctly. And because most shulker boxes unloaders I have seen guides for definitely cannot handle empty shulker boxes because it is actually quite hard. So this thing here, which is kind of hard to see, but this thing here unloads the shulker boxes, and also it has the feature that when this piston breaks the shulker box, empty shulker boxes will end up in this hopper, while all the normal items will be picked up here. So normal items are picked up by that hopper here, and it continues into the same hopper line that this thing fed items into, and that continues to our sorting system. So up here in this chest, I should be able to just drop everything, but especially shulker boxes when I've been out mining or collecting things or stuff like that. I can just toss everything in, and it will, the normal blocks, and everything will be sorted. So this shulker box contains a chest and a few blocks of quartz. So what we should see down here, please work, okay, a shulker box completely empty here, and here there should be a bunch of blocks of quartz. That was more than I had in my hand because I had, I think, 13 or something like that. Some of the quartz blocks were in the shulker box. This chest was in the shulker box. Everything got just handled exactly as it should have. So, well, let me take out scaffolding because scaffolding is something I'm not sorting. I can now connect this, and this will now enter our sorter. So this system is completely done, I think. Other than the item pickup area that I kind of need to design, but it will probably be 9 hoppers covered by carpets. It won't be anything more fancy than that. But other than the item collection area, all this is working the way I want it to work. And I made a very big stupid when I was building this, because I intend to add a water elevator here so I can go down and up. But I didn't, because I didn't want to finish the floor, because I didn't know how high this whole system should be. And I kept flying up and down. I used tons of rockets just building this thing for no reason whatsoever, because now I'm gonna add an elevator here, but I'm rarely gonna go down here again. So I'm gonna add it after my biggest need to have it. That's kind of stupid, but I guess we learn. But yeah, this thing is working. And as you can notice here, one block is sticking out because, well, yeah, you know, getting measurements right and stuff like that. Oops. But it's fine. One block can stick out and be a little bit ugly. And let's see, I know I didn't have any chests in my wood box, and there should be one chest, and there is one chest. I didn't break the sorter. The sorter usually breaks here by inserting bad blocks into here, but that looks fine. Yeah, this is great. This is working just fine. And with this, I can now load everything from all the chest monsters I have everywhere and just dump them into here. Of course, I need to set up the modules to sort it. But I actually forgot that I had more iron, so I have still tons of iron. I have still tons of hoppers. I made many more hoppers. I might actually be limited by wood. Yeah, I'm limited by wood for making chests for the hoppers and not iron. That's a first. But I guess it's a luxury problem we can have. I'm happy with that. And I'm happy to report that the storage system is done. Or, well, mostly done. There are a couple of details, but it's mostly done. And it's looking pretty sweet. And it also solved the problem I was agonizing about, because I figured that since the sorting modules are sticking out quite a bit in the back, it wouldn't make sense to put them all the way back here, so I did truncate the floor exactly at that light I was thinking about, and I think this works quite good. There is also now a floor at the bottom, and while making the floor I actually found that I did this bit of the sphere incorrectly. It doesn't really matter, but because it was easily fixable. And yeah, it looks sweet, it works great, except for one thing. This gap here. It is driving me absolutely up the wall mad that the gap is here. It's natural that it's there because each module is 2 blocks wide, and the floor is an odd number of blocks wide because I wanted a middle stripe in it, so it has to be odd number of blocks. It's generally, from what I've learned, it's generally a bad idea to build things in Minecraft that are an even number of blocks wide if you can avoid it, just because then if you have an even number of blocks, you don't have a natural center, while odd number of blocks, you have a natural center, like this line. But this means that there is no module here and I have this stupid hole. I don't know what to do about it. If this floor was just 2 blocks wider on each side, I could then have 2 storage modules on this side, 2 storage modules on this side, and then a gap in the middle, which would kind of make sense. This doesn't make sense. I think I will just have to remove one of the modules. I don't know. I might not even need them because I am actually sorting most of the things I need to sort. So the stuff in the beginning, it's quartz stuff, blackstone stuff, wood, nether stuff, rocks and stuff. Everything is stuff, stuff, stuff. Glass, wool, nothing, 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 nothing yet, nothing yet, nothing yet. All kinds of iron stuff. This will be the extra redstone I have, which I don't have right now, because I used everything. All these modules were... Oh, I'm trying to do the math here. They were 300 observers, among other things, and I don't even remember how many hoppers. But a forest died to build all these chests and hoppers. Poor forest, but it died. It had to. Anyway, the next thing is stuff we get from trees that aren't logs, which is a great category. Well, and not sticks either, because I'm putting sticks here. I should probably put sticks here just to annoy myself. Ice, because ice is important. Lights. Dirt, mycelium, and grass. And this will be the colorful stuff. And I think I'm adding at least a couple more. There will be stuff from the sea, so like corals, sea pickles, and stuff like that will be here. And this will be organic stuff, so bamboo, sugarcane, cactus. I guess maybe cactus should go into color stuff, something like that. You get the idea. And I might actually end up with a few modules that I'm just gonna save for future needs, because I will definitely, I have forgotten something already, and I will end up with everything in that very conveniently placed chest. Maybe I should do something about it. No, it should be there because it should be inconvenient to access, because nothing should be ending up there. I actually wonder if anything has ended up there, because I haven't checked for a while. And while I have hidden stuff behind quartz blocks downstairs, I think I'm gonna leave this just open barebones redstone. Because some people think that redstone is ugly. I think redstone, especially in repeating patterns like this, can be very pretty. And this doesn't look half bad, especially since I built the solid blocks in here with quartz. If this was stone, or dirt, I would probably cover it up. But quartz actually doesn't look too bad in Mechanism, and it looks kind of neat if you look in like, ooh, a row of torches. That looks neat. I like it. And there is another thing I need to reconsider with the sorting system. And I will demonstrate it by just throwing a stack of dirt here. And soon we will see what's happening. The blinking lights at night. It gives me seizures. The light updates cannot be good for server performance either. I guess it's probably not too awful, but I it's not even a proper progress bar because even though the lights are actually moving forward, it kind of appears that they're moving backwards because of the timing, how it works. And they're not really providing me with that much information. I guess when this stops blinking, then the last items are going through the system. So that's maybe, but even if it provides me with information, it's not useful information. I don't need to know that things are happening. I know that things are happening. Well, maybe to find errors in it. I don't know. I don't like the lights. Maybe I should have note blocks. Or just pistons firing, being completely annoying. On the third hand, or fourth hand, or fifth hand, I don't want to climb up there. I might just leave it because I'm lazy. Yeah, I think I'm just lazy. I think that the only problem I need to solve is this thing. Because that is unacceptable. Look at all these expensive hoppers. And look at these nice observers. And the furnaces. And the torches that are sometimes blinking but not blinking right now. This looks really good. This looks really neat. I will just now finish the floors. Because now I know exactly how long they should be. This elevator is now here. I can use it even though I don't need to. But since I have so much space here, maybe I should just put a smelter here. Because I will need a smelter that is better than what I'm using right now. Which is this wonderful thing down here. In the cave, completely filled with bats. Yes, this is my super smelter. I might need to... This is almost embarrassingly bad how small it is. And yes, the floor here is lowered. I want to say I wanted to lower the floor, but no, I just needed cobblestone. All the holes here are cobblestone I needed to make the observers and furnaces and droppers. But I guess that's all we can fit today, and it's quite fitting to end this whole massive, grindy episodes in the darkness under the tentacle base. I hope you enjoyed, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!